In another news, the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, has intensified its crackdown on non-compliant employers, successfully recovering about 3 billion naira in outstanding pension contributions and penalties. The recovered funds, which include principal contributions and interest accumulated from defaulting firms, are being credited back into the retirement savings account of affected workers. PENCOM has warned that it will continue to employ recovery agents and pursue legal action against companies failing to remit their employees' monthly pension into major global technology and artificial intelligence firm over allegations of content exploitation. The probe will examine how tech giants utilize local news, media content, and intellectual property without equitable compensation or authorization. Government officials state the investigation aims to protect the domestic media ecosystem from digital exploitation, ensure fair revenue sharing, and establish clearer regulatory guidelines for emerging AI technologies operating within the country. Now shifting our focus abroad, the escalating war in Sudan has taken a devastating turn as a surge in lethal drone attacks increasingly target urban areas, leaving children to bear the brunt of the violence. Humanitarian organizations report a sharp rise in youth casualties and severe trauma cases as explosive-laden drones hit residential neighborhoods and temporary shelters. The ongoing conflict has severely crippled medical infrastructure, leaving aid groups struggling to provide emergency care to thousands of displaced and wounded children. And finally, at least 8 people have been confirmed dead and 275 others injured after violent storm and disruptive winds tore through central China. Extreme weather system flooded homes, uprooted trees, and triggered widespread power outages across multiple provinces. Emergency rescue teams have been deployed to the hardest hit zones to clear debris, restore infrastructure, and assist hundreds of residents displaced by the sudden meteorological disaster. Now to business news with Martha.
Thank you, Hadiza. It's been another busy day in the world of business. Here are the top stories making headlines today. First up, millions of Nigerians could soon pay less for petrol. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, says pump prices may fall below 800 naira per litre following a new agreement that allows its members to buy petrol directly from the Dangote refinery. The deal removes private depot owners from the supply chain, a move expected to reduce distribution costs and make fuel more affordable. IPMAN says the lower prices will depend on market conditions, but believes the partnerships could bring much needed relief to motorists and businesses struggling with high transportation costs. Moving on, Galaxy Backbone is looking to become a key player in Nigeria's digital banking future. The government-owned technology company is encouraging banks and fintech firms to use its data centers and cloud infrastructure after the financial institutions to store payment transaction data within the country. The move is aimed at improving data security, strengthening regulatory oversight, and ensuring critical financial information remains in Nigeria. Galaxy Backbone says it is ready to provide the secure digital infrastructure banks need to meet the new requirements. And speaking of banks, one of Nigeria's biggest banks is preparing for a new era. United Bank for Africa (UBA) has announced that Tony Elumelu will step down as group chairman after completing the maximum tenure allowed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The board has appointed Emmanuel Inorum as the incoming chairman, with the transition taking effect on August 21st, 2026. During Elumelu's 12-year tenure, UBA expanded its operations across Africa and strengthened its presence in international markets, making the leadership handover one of the banking sector's biggest developments this year. And that's your business update for today. From falling fuel prices expectations to stronger digital banking infrastructure and a new chapter at UBA, these developments could have a real impact on businesses and consumers alike. I am Martha Opalanidu. Stay with us for Newsbar Review after the break.
Welcome back. And now is our next segment, which is the newspaper review segment. And we will be doing this today with Sarah. Sarah, how are you?
I'm very fine, Hadiza. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And it's a pleasure having you on our seat today. Hope you're feeling well.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. So as usual, what we do on our newspaper review segment is we discuss the national dailies, what happens in the front pages. And our first headline says, insecurity, Nigeria shouldn't become a banana republic. And this is coming from a northern Christian leader who has warned about this, and it is coming from the New Telegraph. So a northern Christian leader has raised fresh concerns over the worsening security situation in the country, and warning that Nigeria must not slide into what he describes as a banana republic. All right. So where he said, or he highlighted, that lawlessness and impunity has become the norm, and also lamented the recurring attacks, kidnappings, and killings across several parts of the country. And this is coming after he visited, there was a case that happened in Kaduna, and where a woman was mobbed because they believe she was there to steal a child. So she was mobbed, and this prompted this Christian leader to call the government on the rising issue. So security remains one of the biggest issues confronting Nigeria, with fresh warning, like I said, about the country's risk normalizing violence if decisive actions are not taken. So what message do you think this is passing out to the government and Nigeria as a whole?
I think what's happening here is that he's trying to remind the government that insecurity is not just a security issue. This is a governance issue. And, you know, Hadiza, we have so many insecurity issues, from bandits to terrorists to kidnapping. I don't think we want to normalize mob violence, jungle justice, so to speak. You know, if we continue doing like that, it can happen to anybody. You could be walking on the street and somebody will shout thief, and then, you know, you'll be mobbed without due process. And one of the things that is leading to all this is the lack of trust. You know, there's a general perception that criminals tend to escape justice, and our prosecution process is so long, you know. So a lot of times people just want to take justice into their own hands, but we cannot continue like this. I think the law enforcement needs to have a sensitization. I think trust needs to be built again. I mean, in Amnesty reports, right, they said from 2012 to 2023, there have been 555 deaths due to jungle justice. That's a lot. And there's no, you know, evidence to show that these people that have been killed actually did what, you know, they have been accused of. So this is a very serious issue that should not be left unchecked, because it's going to lead to a bigger issue. And we have so many things to worry about in this country than to normalize jungle justice.
When you're talking about people not believing, I'm not making excuses for them, and I'm not on their side for people who do jungle justice. But when you spoke about people lacking trust for the system to do the right thing, or the system to do the needful, like in this woman's case that got triggered for this Christian leader to come out and say this, the family members of this particular lady was like, she was handed over to the mob by the officer in charge, someone who was supposed to protect her in her vulnerable moments, and you are now the person who is putting her in the spotlight. So I can agree with you that lack of trust can lead to things like this, but then again, as individuals.
Yes, but in this case, you know, you have to look at it in two ways. It's unfortunate that, you know, the law enforcement that is supposed to protect have to, you know, be the one to give out this person to the mob. But then you have to look at it in another way. What if his life also was at threat? Now you have a police officer, you have a mob.
So what do you mean that what if his life was at threat?
We don't know the details that led to him handing her over, or if she was dragged from him, right? So one person or a few persons cannot really overthrow the mob. Then brings the question of what's the due process. Do we have process where if a police officer is in the midst of emergency and he calls for backup, how quick is the backup
coming?
He might have thought to himself, allegedly, like, he has no choice in this matter. For him to be there, it means he wanted to solve the issue, So this is something the law enforcement will have to also look at. What's the process? How quick is a response in terms of emergency? Shouldn't there be police vans immediately to that place to dispatch, the crowd? I mean, this thing didn't just happen in 1 minute. It happens for you to, kill somebody and all of that. It happened for a period of time. So what happened to the police stations that are around the place, or any law enforcement that are around that place?
So there's the one you also highlighted. Let's move on to one of the things that he highlighted. The one you also highlights the need for national unity. Because, as in what you're just saying right now, rather than religious or ethnic decisions, because I don't think in this part, religion played out, because the people who actually mobbed her were.
When it comes to jungle justice, there's no tribe, there's no religion.
Actually, that's true. So it highlights the essence and the purpose of national unity, rather than religious or ethnic decisions. So how important is collaboration between government, religious leaders, and local community in tackling, let's say, insecurity and tackling issues like what happened in?
It is very, very important. It cannot be overemphasized how important it is that there should be a collaboration across board. Government cannot solve insecurity alone. It needs the communities, it needs the religious leaders, it needs the traditional rulers, it needs the youth, the community, So there have to be trust between the stakeholders, the citizens, and the government. There have to be trust that if I see something that is out of the norm in my street, I should be able to call the police or any law enforcement and say, this is what and then I should have the trust that they will swiftly, respond to it. So there have to be collaborations.
Nicely said. I think we'll always come back to this.
Yes, of course.
Having a good conversation with you. Now let's move on to our next headlines. The front page of the Punch. It says, "Presidency under pressure as police arrest Adeyemi's father." Before I go further, this is not something we should laugh about, but I think this thing is just taking too long, and the drama and controversy that is surrounding this whole case is just one thing after the other, thing after the other. So pressure is mounting on the federal government.
Rightly so.
Following the arrest of the father of Adeyemi by the police, a development that has generated widespread public debate. The arrest comes amid an already controversial dispute involving the father, with critics questioning whether the investigation is being handled fairly and without political influence. There's this thing, like, Nigerians are saying that whenever a high-profile family member or a high-profile person is being arrested, allegations of political interference often emerge.
Yes, we have seen that.
So how can security agencies convince Nigerians that this is based on evidence and
it's simple? Transparency. In this case, this is a national case. This is a highly this case has public interest. Everybody is watching to see how the presidency is going to resolve this case, because this scandal involved a lot of agencies. It even involves persons in the presidency. So, I mean, rightly so, there should be pressure on the presidency in seeing how he handles the case. But in this case of the father, it begs the question, why because no reason have been stated yet. I've checked, and the police have not come to say, okay, this is the reason. Is he part of the alleged accusation?
Constitutionally, he might be arrested. It is allowed if there are evidences
that he's involved. But you can't
just arrest
because of relation.
Exactly.
Exactly. So we don't know why this arrest is going on. So it brings distrust if communication is not given, timely communication, because this is a public interest case, right? So the police needs to come and say, this is the reason why he's involved. Is he involved in the case, or are they just arresting to put pressure on the accused?
There's this thing the Nigerian police does, that if they are looking for you and they don't find you, the next they go to your family members to put pressure on you.
And that is unconstitutional.
Exactly.
So I have checked, and really there's no reason for his arrest. We can't say that his arrest is unlawful because reasons have not been given, right? But to put public trust in it, there have to be timely communications. I know the police might not give everything for their investigation, because you can't give all the information on the investigation that is ongoing, right? But you need to still put out statements, timely statements, to say, this is it, we're investigating. Was he really arrested, or was he taken in for questioning? You understand? And also, I need to put a point that currently, we have not seen the arrest or questioning of any public officials or agency. This involves a lot of agents. This is not a case of one person coming up to just...
Okay, this is a case of whereby the presidency is actually accusing another part of the presidency.
Understand?
So if you are going after this body, why are you not going after the other bodies being mentioned?
The investigation must be comprehensive.
Exactly.
It can't be selective. We are not accusing, I don't think Nigerians are even saying that, oh, this is, just arresting the father is wrong, because we don't know why he's been arrested. But we need to see who are being questioned. Was there negligence, knowingly or unknowingly, for this agency to run its course?
But then again,
across years?
Gbajabiamila is out with a 10 billion naira suit on Adeyemi. So
no, the thing is that this case goes beyond him and Mr. Adeyemi. You understand? It goes beyond the both of them. This involves a lot of agencies, from Budget, Minister of Finance. I mean, name them. So if we're investigating, where is the questioning coming from? I'm not saying that there's no questioning, but the public needs to know.
Exactly.
The same way we knew that the father was arrested, we should know when others are being questioned and arrested also.
Like Sarah just said, the public needs to know. And one thing she hammered and clamored on is transparency. So all we are wishing and needing from the government as regards this case is transparency.
Of course.
That's it on Newspaper Review today. Up next is S24 Reports after the break.
Along Kenya's coastline, where the Indian Ocean brings both beauty and pollution ashore, one designer is transforming discarded marine waste into wearable art. Through creativity and environmental consciousness, Cynthia Kabibi is become a powerful tool for conservation.
I started doing crochet work in 2017, and I saw it was something that I can do it very, very well. And I thought, why not turn this passion into profit?
Kabibi grew up in Kilifi County, where ocean litter has become an increasingly common sight. While studying environmental science at Pwani University, she balanced academics with modeling and crochet work, gradually developing her artistic skills. The COVID-19 lockdown became a turning point. What began as a crochet business evolved into Kabibi's Touch, a fashion brand built on creativity, sustainability, and environmental advocacy.
After doing the crochet work for quite some time, I thought, I am multi-skilled. Why don't I just do fashion and become a brand? So in Corona times, that's where I started to have the idea to be a full brand and name it Kabibi's Touch, because I don't only do crochet or fashion, I do quite a lot. So I didn't want to box my brand into one skill.
Plastic bottles, discarded sandals, abandoned fishing gear, and other debris become the raw materials for Kabibi's unique creations. Every piece she designs carries a message about protecting the marine environment.
Why did I choose to use marine litter and waste in my designs? It's because I love the ocean so much. I just love going to the beach, chill, unwind, listening to the ocean waves. And me being there and seeing litter all over doesn't just make sense or add up to me. That's why I use that to raise awareness that the the litter is polluting our environment.
The transformation is painstaking, requiring patience, imagination, and craftsmanship. What once polluted the shoreline becomes striking sustainable fashion.
After not getting all the materials necessary, I now cut if they need cutting. I now cut and assemble. First, I have to pin them together to get the vision if it fits whatever I had in my head. Then I now assemble them together using maybe hot glue or a sewing machine.
Kabibi's work is inspiring all the young creatives who see sustainability not only as an environmental responsibility, but also as an opportunity for innovation.
Value proposition of Kabibi's touch is she uses eco-friendly materials. Like her passion is eco-themed. Everything she uses to make her outfits and the decorations, everything in her touch has to be eco-friendly. Yeah, and she advocates for eco-friendly use of the raw material we're using to be eco-friendly and sustainable fashion. Yeah.
Kenya's coastline supports tourism, fishing, biodiversity, and thousands of livelihoods. But marine pollution continues to threaten these valuable ecosystems.
We're looking at the marine ecosystem and the value that marine ecosystem adds to the environment. These are very big industry, or it's a big institution that needs to be protected in all means, from the aspect of policy to the aspect of just generally environmental, looking at the environmental hazard that affects that industry. So it's very important as individuals to take full responsibility as a person to take care of the marine ecosystems.
For Cynthia Kabibi, every piece of discarded plastic represents both a challenge and an opportunity. Through fashion, she's given waste a second life while inspiring communities to retain their relationship with the environment.
And we have people who are creative, the creativity industry of it also. You'll find that people who are picking those waste and also turning it into something creative. You'll find like maybe there are sandals that have been left out, or there are plastic waste that have been left out. There are people who will just go collect and turn it into something beautiful, an artifact that can sell outside there. So it's very important. At the end of the day, as much as there is money in our pockets through that waste, but also we need to also to have taken care of not spillage into the sea, so that you can protect the marine ecosystem.
Along Kenya's coast, creativity is proving that protecting the ocean can begin with a single idea and a single stitch.
Welcome to Political Arena here on S24 Television. For many years, Nigerian youth have played a major role during election campaigns, rallies, and political mobilization. However, the question remains, are young people only being used as supporters to political movement, or are they truly getting the opportunity to participate and contribute in decision making and leadership with Nigerian youthful population? Many believe that young people must have moved from being supporters to becoming active players in governance and politics. Today on Political Arena, we will discuss the role of young people beyond campaign mobilization with my guest, Honorable Daniel Ezeke, ADC Youth Leader, Delta State, as we will examine the role of young Nigerians in shaping the future of politics and leadership in our dear country, Nigeria. Honorable, welcome to Political Arena here on S24 Television.
Thank you so much, my brother. I'm happy to be here. But I must say, and I must give kudos to the brain behind this beautiful and generationally impactful station. I must say that your station is one of the most endearing, well set, beautiful station.
Thank you so much,
I've come
Honorable.
across in the course of my engagement.
Thank you so much.
Kudos.
So
More
let's
grace.
delve into the topic of discussion today. Honorable, you are a member of the ADC
Of course.
and a leader in your own constituency. As a youth leader, how will you describe the current role of young Nigerians in Nigerian politics?
Yes. In delving into the subject matter, I will be using my party, ADC, the government, the incoming government in waiting as a case study. I think before coming on board of ADC under the leadership of Emeritus Senate President, Senator David Mark.
Former Senate President.
That's why I said emeritus. Yes. You know, when you say something is emeritus, it means that forever and ever. Yes. So I definitely use that language. So having said that, other political parties see you as a tool to be used and dumped.
Used and dumped.
Yes. In terms of using them to steal ballot box, to constitute nuisance on the day of election, and other shenanigans. But the present leadership of ADC has totally changed the narrative from that negative perspective to positive one. So while discussing this issue, I think my party, ADC, has set a great precedent in this arena. Let me pick out a point there. The National Deputy Secretary of ADC, her name is Hawa Yusuf, a youth. Hawa Yusuf is just 28 years. Do you know what that means? And National Working Committee of the party is the highest decision-making body where day-to-day running of the party is being discussed. So if such a
before I cut you, you have been parading your party from your body language as one of the best, giving youth opportunity. You have been able to at least harmonize your own internal party conflict. But Honorable, someone out there will just be looking at you. You know, this is the political party that have the likes of Nafiu Balagombe, and you're calling your party is more united, is more prosperous, and is giving young people a chance. Honorable, someone out there will just be looking at you and just be smiling.
Well, to start with, Nafiu Balagombe is no longer our party member. Don't forget that last week, Friday to be precise, I'm sure you are aware, that Federal High Court here in Abuja, under the lordship of Justice Lima, gave an emphatic judgment that Nafiu Balagombe is not just an impostor, but he is an irritant. Therefore, the only recognized legally, constitutionally,
is David Manufacture.
Is David nothing like faction.
It's David Mark leadership.
Leadership. So Nafiu Balangobe is an irritant. Being used, I repeat.
Honorable, these are all allegations.
It's not allegation, it's a fact. He is being used by the ruling government to cause distraction.
Well, Honorable, you don't have any data or any evidence to back that your analysis. All I knew is Nafiu Balagombe was a member of the ADC. Let's go to the next question, Honorable.
Okay.
Do you think Nigerian political parties are giving young people enough opportunity to lead, despite the fact that you made mention of your own national party secretary, who is currently 28 years
28,
old?
yes.
So looking at what you said in your own political party, do you think other political parties are giving young people enough opportunity to lead?
Yes. I think this is a conversation that the fourth estate realm, I mean the media, and I'm happy that your media station, S24, is taking a lead in this area. For example, look at someone like you. And do you know that when I came across you on social media, on YouTube, that's what gravitates me towards you. So, like your station now is already doing that by giving youth opportunity to display their God-given talents. So I gave your station a kudos in that. But your station and other media bodies, we need to do more in making this conversation a marathon one, not just a dash, so that other political parties
will follow suit
in what my party
is doing,
not just by making the youth
as ballot snatchers, as you said.
Yes.
But don't you think that, Honorable Daniel, you see your political party is now trying to grab power, especially at the center. Don't you think that maybe these are all political gimmicks, these are all political shenanigans in order to attract your own political party? You know, Nigeria's politicians sometimes are not to be trusted, especially with 2027 election approaching.
I don't think so. Do you know why I'm saying this? Our candidate, the incoming president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, come 2027, inshallah, Atiku Abubakar, over the years has demonstrated that he is a lover of youth. Let me give you some of his closest aides. Are youth. Like Professor Ahmed is SSA on political matter. Professor Ahmed is 33 years. He has been with Waziri Adamawa for close to 10 years now. Mr. Olanewaju, Mr. Oladimeji. These are guys in their early 30s. So what am I trying to
Due to time, please.
Okay.
Let's delve into Delta politics and the ADC. What is your party doing to encourage youth participation and leadership in Delta State and Nigeria across?
Yes, we are doing that. And that's the reason you see someone like me be given a role to play. Because, there is a saying that action speaks louder than voice. Waiting people see with their two korokoro goes a long way in imparting them down, coming on board, saying no manners of rhetorics.
So So
And
you now being the ADC youth leader in Delta State is a clearly evidence that your party is doing enough to encourage young people into politics.
Of course, not just at state level,
Even
and
at the national
even
level.
at national level.
Okay.
Because seeing someone like Hawa, she was in Delta few months ago. When I now told my fellow you, I said, that is your deputy national secretary.
And you are proud of that decision.
They were so happy that yes.
Okay.
So their fellow youth are now part of decision-making sector.
Okay, Honorable, due to time, I think let me ask you a few questions before we round up. How can, with the 2027 election approaching, what role do you expect Nigerian youth to play in determining the country's political future?
Yes.
In a nutshell, Honorable.
Yes. One of the key role they have to play is one, to interrogate the candidates.
Interrogate the candidates.
Very, very important.
Secondly,
mobilize.
Mobilization.
Thirdly, defend their vote. Because it is so obvious that with everybody, not only youth, but all segments of society, we are feeling the heat from this present government, that this present government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a calamitous failure. So,
Honorable, these are all political words. You cannot totally blame the ruling party saying that is a calamitous government. I believe they are doing their own part.
But the fact speaks volume. We knew the situation of things.
So you mean you are going to change the narrative if you come into power?
Of course, we will do that. Before this government came in, $1 was 500 naira to naira, but today it's 1,500 naira.
Honorable,
to
you are
$1.
speaking from being a member of the opposition.
But these are empirical facts.
Well, Nigerians are out there watching you quite a lot. Honorable, you have just 50 seconds. Okay. What are your calls to Nigerians ahead of 2027 in ensuring free, fair, credible, and acceptable elections?
Come in again.
What are your calls to Nigerians ahead of 2027 in ensuring free, fair, credible, and acceptable elections?
Yes, my call to Nigerians, wherever you are across the globe, is to go out. Voters registration is going on now. Get registered, vote for ADC, and defend your vote come 2027, because it is only Atiku Amechi ticket that can rescue Nigeria from this dungeon of insecurity.
Honorable, thank you so much. Thank you. I have to draw the curtain. Well, this has been Honorable Daniel Ezeke, member of the opposition party, a youth leader from Delta State. Thank you, and this is where we draw the curtain of political arena, and bye for now.
When a new thing come out, there are a lot of inquiries.
Yes.
Okay, someone will say this, someone will say this. And then the other challenge is people thinking we are here to take their jobs. I've been getting a lot of DMs. So you are here to, Nigeria is killing us, and you are here to kill us. You know,
this is serious.
The social media.
Yes.
You know, even if you are doing harmless content, people they have something to say about you. So,
well, let's be honest. The thing is, what you're actually creating, I love it. I'll not lie. It's incredible. You know, it's commendable.
Yes.
But the reason why people are scared, for someone who is looking for a job and probably, you know, you've gotten this particular job, and then all of a sudden, and then they'll be like, we are sorry, AI can do what you are doing.
Yes.
So you can imagine that particular person has, you know, automatically lost his job.
That.
So it's a threat to human beings at the same time, but then it actually makes works easy.
Easy.
Yeah. But same question now. How do you think we can balance, you know, the way you are creating currently, not to be a threat to human beings? How can we balance it? Or personally, do you feel like it's just a thing that since I'm doing this, it means I don't need staffs, I don't need people to do the work anymore?
You definitely need people.
Okay.
Yes. Let's cite an example with ChatGPT.
Okay.
ChatGPT help students, you know, workers, everything with their maybe writing, you know, with brainstorming and everything. But the quality of the results you will get from ChatGPT is directly proportional to the prompt you give it.
That's true.
So it is like garbage in, garbage out. Just like ChatGPT is just processing and then polishing, you know, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I will just advise workers or people is that just find a way to take the advantage of AI. I mean, if you are a content creator,
Yes.
you create content maybe for a business or social media manager or something like that. The business now can say, okay, so I don't need content creators.
Yes.
Because I can use an AI tool that can generate videos for me. Realistic videos. You will not even think it is
It's
AI.
AI.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I know maybe you know that kind of tools.
Yeah, I know, but then to some extent, there's one thing about AI that sometimes I feel like you cannot just run away. Probably like you're saying content. Let's say you want to make a video. There's some words, trust me, there are some words that AI cannot pronounce correctly. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but there are some words that I can tell you AI cannot. Like if you know AI and probably you watch the video, you definitely that's if you are paying attention, you definitely know like this is AI.
Let me finish, then I will get back to that.
Okay. Sorry.
So now I'm talking about content creators, you know, and how you can generate AI generated videos for your that will handle your advertisements, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
As a content creator, okay, so I see where AI is going. Why not be good at prompting those AI tools so that they can generate a perfect video for my organization or something like that? And I'm just being stagnant with my content creation. You get so that business needs you to prompt the AI to get what they want. So they will not search. As I mentioned earlier, the thing is that just it needs like just shifting people from repetitive tasks to where actually the work is, where it matters. And then coming back to your AI generated video, those videos you are talking about, I mean, they are on free version of maybe the AI tool you are using. But there are videos
like
now
premium.
Yeah, if you subscribe, you will get like a very, very realistic video.
Wow.
You will have to even find an expert for you to like recognize, okay, so this is AI and this is not AI.
Well, thank you for that. So my next question is, how do you stay updated, you know, and continue growing in such a, you know, rapidly evolving field? Because I'm very sure apart from you who is, you know, innovating the AI and automation thing, currently now I can tell you a lot of people are hopping on the AI thing. So what makes you different from other people?
What make me different from other people is that I'm a very, very good executor.
Okay.
If I have an idea,
Yes.
let's say now, today I will not sleep.
Wow.
I will find my diary or journal, you know, write that idea, brainstorm. How can I execute this idea and make it into living? You get, and then bring it to life.
Yes.
So that is what makes me unique in this industry.
Yes.
Yeah, I journal a lot. You get, I research a lot. I'm even always on YouTube.
Wow.
You know, researching, you know, thinking about how can I improve my business.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the current trend? Always on Twitter, you know, that is where the knowledge is.
So to the youth out there, so what can you tell them? Because the fact that a lot of us believe that there's no job in Nigeria, there's no job, if there's no work, you have to suffer, and then a lot of youth are relaxed. So what can you tell them out there?
Okay, so my advice to youth is that just adjust your like breakthrough.
Okay.
Let's say your breakthrough, you're thinking of making it a life.
Yes.
Is through government jobs or normal jobs. Just adjust to your plan C.
Plan C.
That's yeah.
So what happens to A and B?
Okay. So now my plan A is making it through building a successful company, providing job for myself and other people around me.
That's giving back to your community.
There was a conversation we were having, you know, in a party with my mom, I've gotten an admission that time in Federal University Duse, okay, to study software engineering.
Yes.
And then my mom wanted me to study medicine because,
Wow.
how I was like performing in my primary, secondary school, and then my jam score. I scored 242. So she has high hope, on, okay, so me becoming a medical doctor because of how, I'm performing in my school and everything. And then I always tell her that I don't want to become a medical doctor because, number one, I can't like count one person in the world that has made it, is incredibly rich, that is a government worker or a medical doctor. And there is no freedom if you are a medical doctor.
Yes.
The call will enter your phone maybe 12 a.m.
Midnight, yes.
midnight to go and other. So I made it clear to them that, okay, so I don't want civil servant or government worker because I like freedom. I like going out when I want. I like just doing things
where you actually have a vision, or how you want.
Yes. So they were telling me that no, just even if you are studying software engineering, just go to your school, finish your degree. After you finish, then get a job. They were not seeing the vision. But with time, I think from my level one, he started saying, and they started being my biggest supporters.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes, started seeing the vision, and then from there, when I explained everything to them, okay, so Allah by the Sa'a.
Yes, and everything. On S24 television, I am to start with. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Widi Shaibu, says the Nigerian Army is strengthening its investment in technology, intelligence, and modern combat equipment to improve its response to Nigeria's evolving security challenges. Speaking at the grand finale of the Nigerian Army Day celebration in Port Harcourt, the Army Chief said modern security threats require a military that is well-trained, technologically advanced, and intelligence-driven. He said recent operational successes against insurgents, terrorists, and bandits have been made possible through improved intelligence gathering, modern military assets, and sustained pressure on criminal groups. General Shaibu added that the Army will continue to modernize its equipment, enhance troop training, and deepen collaboration with the Navy, Air Force, and other security agencies to improve joint operations. He also appealed to Nigerians to support security efforts by providing timely and credible intelligence. Meanwhile, troops of Operation Hadinkai have rescued 2 abducted girls who escaped from a terrorist enclave in the Mandara Mountains of Borno State. The girls, aged 15 and 11, were found during a routine patrol near Armuda Brigade in Goza local government area after fleeing captivity. After securing the area and administering first aid, troops reunited the girls with community leaders and their families. Security sources say the victims had been abducted from Ngoshe community and held in the Chinen area before seizing an opportunity to escape. And finally, the Kebbi State Police Command has arrested 4 suspects over an alleged plot to extort a resident by threatening to kidnap him unless he paid a ransom of 30 million naira. Police say the suspects repeatedly called the victim using a newly purchased SIM card, with one allegedly disguising his voice to sound like a Fulani man in an attempt to instill fear. Investigators also allege that a family friend of the victim supplied his personal information to aid the plot. The suspects were tracked and arrested through intelligence-led operations before the plan could be carried out. Police say investigations are ongoing and the suspects will be prosecuted. And that's security update for today. Thanks for watching and bye for now.
Hello and welcome to Tech World Updates, where we discuss technology, innovation, and digital world. I am Aisha Muhammad. Here's what's shaping ICT from Nigeria to the global stage. Today's ICT headlines are dominated by Nigerians' move to synchronize the growing influence of global technology companies, new efforts to strengthen innovation across the country, Africa's expanding satellite connectivity, and international discussion on ensuring artificial intelligence is developed responsibly while addressing emerging cybersecurity threats. We begin in Nigeria, where the relationship between government and global technology companies is coming under renewed scrutiny. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, to investigate major technology firms, including Meta, Google, X, and several generative artificial intelligence platforms, over alleged anti-competitive practices and the unauthorized use of content produced by Nigerian legacy media organizations. The petition, filed by the Nigerian Press Organization, raises broader questions about digital competition, intellectual property rights, and the future of journalism in the age of artificial intelligence. Beyond regulation, Nigeria is also strengthening its innovation ecosystem. The Next Innovation Technology Park, in partnership with a United Kingdom-based technology firm, has launched the Nigerian Innovation Connectivity Engine, known as NICE. The initiative is designed to bridge collaboration gaps across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones by connecting innovators, startups, research institutions, investors, and policymakers within a unified technology ecosystem. Analysts say stronger collaboration could accelerate innovation, attract investment, and drive long-term digital growth. Across Africa, efforts to close the connectivity gap continues to gain momentum. Airtel Africa's partnership with SpaceX is to deploy direct-to-cell satellite connectivity has now secured regulatory approval in 9 of its 14 target markets. The technology will allow standard 4G mobile phones to connect directly to satellites, extending mobile coverage to remote and underserved communities where traditional telecommunications infrastructure remains limited. And finally, to the international stage, where the United Nations is placing artificial intelligence at the center of global development discussions. UNESCO is leading today's United Nations Global Dialogue on Artificial Intelligence, bringing together governments, industry leaders, and policymakers to examine how AI can be developed responsibly while ensuring developing nations and the global south are not left behind in the digital revolution. The discussions are centered on ethical AI governance, fair access to emerging technologies, and preventing wider inequalities in the global digital economy. Complementing that conversation, delegates at the United Nations AI for Good Global Summit have also turned their attention to one of the world's most vulnerable populations. The International Rescue Committee is urging technology companies to develop AI solutions that improve refugees' access to healthcare, education, and other essential services, reinforcing the United Nations' broader vision of ensuring artificial intelligence benefits everybody. Meanwhile, fresh analysis from TechCrunch reveals that although a recent ransomware attack marked one of the first known uses of an AI agent in cybercrime, human involvement remains essential in selecting victims and supplying stolen credentials. Cybersecurity experts say the findings demonstrate that while AI is transforming cyber threats, human judgment remains central to both cyber attack and cyber defense. And that's Tech World Update, where innovation meets impact and the future stays in focus. Do stay with us as Entertainment News Update is up next with Karimat Hassan. Thank you and bye for now.
Hello and welcome to your entertainment update on S24 Rundown. Nigerian street hop star Portable is opening up about the challenges that shaped his journey to fame. The singer recently revealed that he had little formal education and grew up facing financial hardship. According to him, those difficult experiences became the motivation to work harder and pursue a successful music career. Portable says his story reflects the resilience that has kept him pushing despite the odds. Meanwhile, Afrobeat superstar Wizkid is still enjoying the rave reviews following his headline performance at Afro Nation Portugal. Fans across social media continue to celebrate the singer's energetic stage presence and hit-filled performance, with many describing it as another proud moment for Afrobeat on the global stage. The performance has also sparked conversation about the genre's continued rise and growing international appeal. And now to the world of streaming. Prime Video has unveiled its lineup of new releases for July. The streaming platform is set to premiere a mix of original movies, series, documentaries, and anime throughout the month, giving subscribers plenty of fresh content to look forward to. The announcement comes as the streaming services continue to compete for viewers with an exciting slate of entertainment. And that's your entertainment update for today. I am Karimat Hassan. Stay tuned for our next segment.
Welcome back. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is delivering drama on and off the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup dream has come to an emotional end. The Goldie Boot race is hotter than ever, and the Super Falcons are getting ready to defend their African crown. Here's everything you need to know in the next few minutes. Let's get into it. Belgium have powered into the World Cup quarterfinals after trashing the United States 4-1 in Seattle. Charles de Keletari was the star of the night with a brilliant brace, while Romelu Lukaku added another as the Belgians punished a disappointing American performance. But the football was not only the talking points. The biggest controversy surrounded Folarin Balogun after receiving a red card in the previous criticism from fans and football pundits, but Balogun couldn't inspire the hosts to victory. Belgium now march into the last 8, where an even bigger challenge awaits: Spain. Speaking of Spain, Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup journey appears to have reached its final chapter. Portugal looks set to force extra time until disaster struck in stoppage time. Michael Merino fired home the winner to hand Spain a dramatic 1-0 victory and send Portugal crashing out. Despite another determined display from Ronaldo and several important saves from Diogo Costa, Portugal couldn't find the breakthrough. If this truly was Ronaldo's final World Cup match, it marks an end to one of the greatest international careers football fans have ever witnessed. Now let's talk about the race everyone is watching. The Golden Boot battle is absolutely on fire. Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, and Erling Haaland are all tied on 7 goals heading into the